Hello, can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? How are we doing? Let's have a look. Kirsty, how's things? Okay? Mandy? Tomash. Yes, the Street End Soul release. We'll have a party for that. 10k subs. It's not new. It was 10.1, but I'm losing some of the shorts people. But you know, swings and roundabouts, innit, Brad? Swings and roundabouts. Mandy, you've thought of a name? Ooh, let's have a listen to it. You're lurking this evening while you get some work done. Fair enough. But you got to do work, haven't you? Proper work. Angie, how are you doing? You can see me and you can hear me. I apologise in advance. Botrix has correctly joined the channel. Am I missing something on here? I am, aren't I? The OG sinner. Dan, how you doing, bud? Still loving the holiday, loving the break. Casper, how you doing, bud? There's something missing off that screen, isn't there? What is it? What's missing off the screen? Oh, it's the flags, isn't it? The football flags. This is not a football stream.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Wrecked Nation has levelled up as well. We have a level. Ready for it to be over. I know what you mean. My daughter went away to Tenerife with some of her mates. Only 10 days, and she was happy to get back home, I think. Especially to give me a hug. Oh, who's on a shift first? Of course, there you go, that feels better. Who's doing the first shift? Who fancies working behind the bar? Seeing as though Ali is in Paris, she won't be able to do it. Steve-O! Bloody hell, mate, how good was that? England on penalties. Doesn't happen very often. Angie's going to take it. Look for the Maryland flag and your name will appear. There you go. Ali is in Paris. She is. Was it yesterday? She was in Dublin with a mate yesterday, and they were heading to France today. I think. But yeah, but she's heading to Paris, and of course Kirsty's going to Italy as well. There'll be no one left. The pub will be empty. It's ridiculous. You have representation. You do. I've got on my stream deck. I've got everyone's name so they can appear when they're serving, and to make sure it's easy for me, I've got a Maryland flag behind Angie's name. I've got a Welsh flag behind Mandy. South African one behind Saf. An Everton tower behind Thomas. Norwich flag behind Steve. Loads of stuff like that. Ajax for Esther. Burnley for Louise. Liam Gallagher for Jess, doing that, obviously. And a big red X for Jinxie, for our Jackie. Down behind your name as well is also a Maryland flag. So I can tell. Angie's on one line, you're on another. I can easily go and find out where you're supposed to be. Just, it makes pushing buttons easy, in theory. And don't forget, our Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing magnificent work in the field. I haven't got any new birds for ages. The last one I got was a magpie, was it? Was it a magpie? I told you, didn't I? It was a magpie. Xanax and water. Go on. Sounds like a family holiday, that one, after a while. A bucket of Black Russian for Mandy. Is that normal Black Russian, or is it going to be a slushy one? A slushy Black Russian, a brushy. That's what you called it, wasn't it? Get the brushy. Brushy's on the go. On the Ball City, the oldest football song in the world, I believe, isn't it? Kirsty's going to Italy on the 29th of October, coming back on the 4th. That's not bad at all. I am only ever so slightly jealous. Glass of Coke for Kirsty, of course. Helen and Ruby, definitely. Helen's getting over the tennis, that's just finished. I haven't been watching any of it, but I've just had a notification come up on the notifications bar. Obviously, that's where they come up, saying R Emma is out, isn't she? R Emma. Sorry, I should have said spoilers there, shouldn't I? Oh, and our Ali's not watching, but I'm using my thing. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's been mentioned on here before. It is a hay fever acupressure band, which may or may not help me in my hay fever, but what has helped in this room, which I've noticed, is Louise made a suggestion last week about getting an air conditioner purifier. So I've got one of them plugged in over there, and this room, I haven't sneezed in this room for a couple of days now at least. It has worked, I think. I've been outside and sneezed in the house, but in this room it seems to be working. Louise, a beer, yes, on the house for Louise, this one, because your recommendation is definitely working. Bondage band it is. It's very punk, I like it. I could do with some punk gear, couldn't I? Tartan trousers, get myself ready for the kilt that will inevitably arrive. One bucket of special cocktail, very nice. He said bucket twice, well, bucket. Corona Zero in the house. It was great last night. I dropped my mum and dad off at the airport at, what time was it? About 4 o'clock this morning, or 10 to 4 this morning. After having a bottle of wine, an entire bottle of wine, which you can do when there's no alcohol in it at all, isn't it? It's brilliant. And gutted. The GoPro stopped working. And I was doing 70 mile an hour down the M57, so I couldn't do anything with it. I had to wait until I got all the way through Brooms Cross Road into Ince Woods, where I could pull over into a lay-by and then take the battery out, put it back in, start. Which is why the video that I put up earlier on is the length that it is, which is weird because it turns out to be almost perfect. Almost. For the song that was over the top of it. But it would have been nice, the entire trip there and back, saying that would have been about an hour and 20 minutes. Plus some very confusing road signs. I've been there plenty of times, but never when it's dark. Isn't that weird? Ice cold Coke for Kirsty, yep. Louise hasn't asked yet. I am going to be watching the air show next weekend, definitely. I am also thinking about how I can get some decent footage. I done alright last year with just holding my phone up, but I've got better kit now, haven't I? I might be able to get the tripod out there and see if I can get some better footage. I'll practice with that during the week. I've got a tripod that's got an arm thing on it that you can swivelly roundy. I might do some swivelly roundy filming. But I'll definitely do that. Sephidemus and Pliers, greetings and salutations to you as well. How's things? Have you taken over Cape Town yet? CTFC. From the garden, possibly the front garden. The back garden's a little bit sort of enclosed. Although that is where I got my favourite ever picture of the Lancaster bomber going directly overhead. And I caught it perfectly against the blue sky with clouds. Just looked incredible. Front garden, though, you get a bit of a better view. I'm going to try that. I'm also, depending on how it goes, I might drive a little bit out of the town. There's no hills or anything, it's quite flat, but because you're further away, you get a good view of what's going on above the town. Apparently it looks decent, so I might just nip out there as well occasionally. Might do an hour's filming out there as well. I haven't even seen who's on. That's how bad it is. Should we have a look who's on? Come on. Southport Air Show. Come on, tell me. Last year didn't go to plan, yes we know. Confirmed flight programmes. Here we go. Can I film the reflection on my car roof? I will try. How long's the BBMF grounded for? Oh man. Red Arrows will be operating from Liverpool Airport, so if you're anywhere between Liverpool Airport and Southport, you will see them screaming overhead. Safi done 12 pages of the document so far. Waiting for the date set for you to meet with the chairman. Fantastic. Do not let them off the hook, but also make sure you're polite, thoughtful, and not causing trouble for them. And just see if you can get in that way. And if that doesn't work, smash the place up to bits. Loads of marches. Get on the telly. Do the lot, but try diplomacy first. Right, so here's the confirmed flight programme. There's quite a lot going on here. The Red Arrows, RAF Typhoon, RAF Tutor, Rich Goodwin Pitts, Rolls-Royce Spitfire, oh the sound out of them, Rolls-Royce P-51 Mustang, Wing Walkers, yes, Wing Walkers. Won't be able to see them, I think they're a bit closer to the beach. Starlings, Black Cats, Catalina, Vampire Solo, Bristol Blenheim, ooh yes, Strike Master Solo, Navy Wings Historics, which is Swordfish and Wasp. There you go. This should be good. I'm looking forward to this. Starts at 10 o'clock and finishes at 5 on Saturday and Sunday. So I'll get as much as I can. I wonder. Do you know what? I'll have a look how the Saturday goes, and then if it works out well, I might try and maybe do a little bit of a live stream as well. Let you see what's going on, let you hear the sounds. Your rank in the organisation is Master at Arms. You're as subtle as cannon fire. Do you shout bastard in a Yorkshire accent though, like Sean Bean? Bastard. It's been a weirdly cold July there so far. Same here. It was destined to be England against Netherlands this year as well. Yeah, Spain against France has a certain kind of thing to it as well, doesn't it? They always seem to catch each other. Starlings and Rich Goodwin will be good as well. Do you know what? They're all good, no matter what it is, because it's so close. It all seems to be decent. I like that. Don't get too close to a PA. The only PA is Mandy. I won't be leaving the house. I'll be in the front, I think. Apart from, I'll drive out a little bit, maybe. Hopefully the timetable will go up, not just who's arriving, and then I'll be able to work out the best thing to do. It would be good to get a little bit further out and just have a view. Me dad was saying someone that he used to teach lives out there, and he just said sat out in the front I could see absolutely everything. So maybe I'll get some decent footage out there as well. No Harrier jets, unfortunately, but the RAF Typhoon, jeez, the noise out of that. That's another one of those planes that you can feel just right down your chest. It's absolutely amazing. The Bristol Blenheim as well, I like that. Plus the Spitfires always look great. It's between the Spitfire and the Boeing 747, I think, for the most iconic planes in history, and it's got to go to the Spitfire. It freed the Western world. Beautiful, beautiful looking things. It is 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Garden one day, further afield the other. So it depends on how the first sort of couple of flyovers go. If I can get decent views of them, sound. If not, I'll quickly drive, probably take about 20 minutes, half an hour up the road and see if I can get better pictures from there as well. But the option is there. Yeah, Merlins. No, not on there, are they? Sometimes when the F-25s and F-16s fly by, you have to close the windows. You're only 30 kilometres from a pretty big airbase. The noise, or the F-35, sorry, the noise out of them planes is just amazing. But nowhere near as good as the Lancaster. And the Avro Vulcan that we talked about the other day, the howl, and it's the perfect word to describe it. It is an absolute howl out of that engine. But I love the sound of when the Lancasters go over, which obviously not going to be here this year. But when they go over, it's absolutely amazing. They feel as if they're just above the house, even though they're obviously a little bit higher than that. But the noise is incredible. Every time they come over, I have to watch the Dam Busters just to hear that noise over and over again. That drone, man, it's gorgeous. Yeah, the Merlins did the hard work and the Spitfires picked off the ones that survived. I think that the Brits, well, not just the Brits, there was Canadians, Americans, Poles were involved in all kinds, wasn't it? Did very, very well in the mixture of planes that they had and the tactics of getting rid of the Germans. Watched a few programmes about that recently. I also watched the Spitfire Paddy film that was on Sky. The Shamrock Spitfire, it's called. Some of the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life. It's like a half decent video game rather than a film. But a great story. Watched a good documentary about him, Spitfire Paddy, from Dublin. He fit more into 22 years than most people do into a lifetime. But it's amazing, some really good stuff there. And the Red Arrows, who doesn't like the Red Arrows? I mean, come on. They were at Silverstone today, weren't they? Again, didn't watch it. But the British Formula One Grand Prix was on today. And they apparently did a flyover. So lots of people were very delighted to see that. Those going overhead, going back home to base. Got a good video of the last time the Vulcan did its flight around the country. He happened to be RAF Duxford when it came over. Yep, send it to us, that'd be great, that. We've seen it here as well, but didn't manage to get any video of it, unfortunately. It's amazing. A hot chocolate on a blanket. Is it freezing there, is it? Freezing. Oh yeah, the Hurricanes. Hurricanes, wasn't it? Yeah, not Merlins. They were the workhorses, weren't they? Who put the Magic Roundabout on the jukebox? Oh man, that's a song I don't like. I have to say that right now, I'll be honest. Don't like that song. There's quite a few. Ones that my dad loves, because when they went to Portugal for the first time to this bar, the fella that used to own the place was singing all these songs. So for them it's a huge memory. For me, I just fucking hate it. I love this song. I hate it. But it's great. It reminds me of being shit. But, if it reminds you of something, fair enough. It is storming perfectly Baltic. To be honest, the Baltic's probably nice now, isn't it? It's lovely and sunny here today. Looks like there'll be a very, very, very nice sunset out there. Well, obviously it wouldn't be in here, would it? It's out there. Snowing just outside of Cape Town today. Temperatures in single digits. What? Yeah, the Merlin was the engine. The one with the iconic sound. Do you know what they all were, weren't they, back then? Them engines. Proper old school engines. The sounds were insane. Was the Merlin the one that, when they set it off, there's loads of smoke came out and fire and that, and it just sounded like the gates of hell were opening. Gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Just the same, it's so connected to war. It's not like for pleasure flights, it was all people had to die for that sound. But, supercharged Merlin engine. Don't know too much about all them. I just know they sound amazing. Keep getting the names mixed up in your head. I know that feeling. That happens quite a lot to me. One in the Spitfire, 2 in the Mosquito, and 4 in the Lancaster. That's why the Lancaster's so loud. What a sound that is, though. Can't even describe it. You have to see it and hear it. And when you see one coming directly towards you, going overhead, what? It is amazing. Love them. I've got to go to Derwent Dam at some point. Got to see that. That's where they practiced. The Dam Busters practiced. There was a programme on the other night with thingy, what's his fucking name? Bodie and Doyle, Martin, see what I mean about the fucking names. He's got a pilot's license, Martin thingy. I'm gonna have to check this. This is gonna piss me off now. Martin Shaw. Yeah, thanks Louise. Yeah, Martin Shaw. He's got a pilot's license, so he was doing a show about the Dam Busters and how the film wasn't 100% correct. And going through some of the differences, and apparently the real story is more, I don't know what you want to call it, more weird, more outstanding than the film version. Film version was slightly sanitised, apparently. Amazing people. That is a different breed of people. That getting in one of them in a little tiny gunning position, knowing there's a very good chance that you're not going home, but just no, go on, I'll do it. Absolutely insane. We do owe them a debt. Your air show's cancelled this year. Really? It was Swansea this weekend. Alright. Does Swansea exist? I've been watching a little bit of the League of Gentlemen, obviously. According to them, Swansea doesn't exist. Chip butty in a pot of curry sauce. Ooh. Are you dipping the chip butties into curry sauce? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're saying? That's filth. I need that in my life. Why did you say that now, man? I've barely eaten today. Why would he do it? Because they're shitbags. Not sure lives in Norfolk. Of course. Keeps his plane at the army barracks at Swanton Morley. If you've got any interest in planes, I would think that Norfolk would be one of the places to go and live. Plus, it's chill, it's nice, looks beautiful. Why would you not want to live there, eh? Why wouldn't you? Big up Norfolk. Come on, Steve. Big up Norfolk. And Helen. Big up Norfolk. Come on. I am going to have chip butties and curry sauce this week. I hope you know that. This power of suggestion is ridiculous. Louis got mixed feelings about them changing the dog's name in the film. Yeah, well, it's historical, isn't it? It's the dog's name wasn't Trigger in real life, and I can understand that it's an emotive word, but put a warning at the start. This is factual. We apologise in advance, but this is what actually happened. They changed it, didn't he? Put it back for a while, and then must have binned it off again. That curry's a bit more than curry sauce. That's a full-on curry, that, isn't it? The red arrows are away, so they cancel the whole thing. No, you can't do that. I know they are the main attraction, but there's other planes. If the red arrows never appeared in Southport, but the Spitfires, the Lancasters and all the others appeared, I'd be more than happy. You don't have to have them. They are the red cherry upon the icing upon the cake, I would suggest. Change the grave marker for it as well. You've got to be really careful changing a lot of the historical things. Stuff happened. I mean, Hitler happened. You can't then whitewash Hitler. Oh, he was horrible, but, we don't want to offend anyone. Yes, offend people. Let them know that kind of behaviour is not acceptable. It's one of the good. I've said this before, haven't I? It's one of the reasons why I quite like all the slavery stuff that we have in Liverpool. It's not been hidden. The whole city was founded on slavery, and it's there for everyone to see. This is the reason why it was a very rich city. This is the reason why it's as big as it is. And this is the reason why we should never forget and never let it happen again. Don't hide it away. Don't put it in a vault in a museum somewhere. Own it. We apologise. This is ridiculous what we did, but that's how it was. You can't change history. And still dip a sandwich in it. Yeah, but that's a pain in the arse that now, because I really genuinely want chip butties dipped in curry. I won't want once. Your house is under the flight path to your small local airfield. It's called Northrop's International. Because some people fly in from the continent. It doesn't have to be a massive airport to fly into it, and you're that close to bloody Holland and Belgium anyway, aren't you? So it was lovely being at Liverpool Airport this morning, that time of the morning. That light, managed to get some decent light. And the yellow submarine looked lovely. But because there was people bouncing around everywhere and I wanted to get home, I didn't hang around. It was all very confusing. Changed some of the signage, I think. It used to be so much easier. You just drive towards it, and there's the car park. Go in, park, wave, say bye-bye, drive home. No. Now it's like the Crystal Maze or something, trying to get in and out of the place. Kirsty eating a yum-yum. Same in Cape Town, you show what history did, warts and all. Never forget what happened, so it won't happen again. I think that's the whole point of history, isn't it? You don't hide it. You show what happened. If you learn from it and become a better society, then all the better for it. If you don't keep on doing the same things over and over again, you have issues. But history is history. You can't change it. It happened. You need the Bisto instant curry sauce, do I? Is it that good? Is that just boiling water into it, is it? Or do you have to stick it in a pan or something? Because, knackery handy. I wonder, could I do that? I don't really want to be doing it while there's nobody here, in case I accidentally burn myself to a crisp, obviously. And I was really, really looking forward to 2 weeks without any chemical warfare. And for some reason, it's my nephew's birthday today. And my sister's been round and bought him not joss sticks, not incense, these little reeds that seem to suck up perfume. So he's lit them upstairs, and it's a little bit on my chest. It's not bad though. It's not causing my eyes to be sore or my head to feel like it's being squeezed like the fucking bleach does. How's the snack shack? Where did I put the snack shack? The snack shack, how's it working out for you? That's a great snack shack. I love the colour of that. More cars, more vehicles should be that colour. That flat blue. I don't even know what the name of it is. Minis and Morrises used to be that colour. We need more of that. Far more. Working perfectly fine and definitely big enough. You can't ask for more than that, can you, in life? Just that water, it's granules. Ooh, get in there. You're not supposed to light reed diffusers. It's upstairs. I thought he was lighting them. Obviously not. Ugh, well. Hopefully he doesn't burn the house down and my hay fever doesn't kick off. He's read the instructions, so it'll be alright. But it's mad though, isn't it? Be careful with me. I've got really bad hay fever and asthma, and things trigger me. Alright, we will do. And then all of a sudden the entire house is just filled with chemicals. Why do you do this to me? Although my ma did say to my sister, do not dare come round and clean this fucking house while we're away. Because my sister would come in and would clean it from top to bottom and would bleach everything in sight. Sent it, okay. Has it come through? It has. Steve's getting a bollocking there off Helen. Look at that. Can't see it, can you? It's just white. Oh, no. Bear's paws. I'll try and stick that on the video at some point. Maybe for... I'm going to say, what day are we on? It's Sunday, isn't it? Might be able to put that on for Wednesday and show you that. A fat idiot. Yes, I've had that before. I've plenty of people, you fat idiot. Bit of Rosala was playing there. Hope I don't get a strike for that one. Everybody's free. To feel good, apparently. I might have to get on YouTube and find out what's the best way of filming. Do I need to take a proper microphone outside? What kind of... I didn't film the submarine, I took a picture of it. There was lots of people flying around, literally, in the car park, so I thought, no, I'm going to get out of here as quickly as possible. Get home. And I'm glad I didn't have the theme tune that's on the video on the way home, because I would have fell asleep. Shattered by the time I got back. Got in, downloaded the film from the GoPro onto my phone for today. Switched the lights off, put my head down and absolutely collapsed. Out like a light. I didn't fall asleep last night before we went. Just stayed awake watching videos. And to be fair, I was home and in bed before 5 o'clock. Normally on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, I'm in a queue at McDonald's at 5 o'clock in the morning with 3 drunken teenagers, so I'm used to it really, aren't I? But I'm going back a week on Sunday, well 2 weeks today even, to pick my mum and dad up, so I might try and get there a little bit earlier. Just enough to get out, film. I'll see how long you get in the short stay car park. Okay, now what's wrong with me today? I avoided the diggers and the doggers at the car park. Although they had cones out, really strange, pitch black, non-reflective cones, and then you ended up getting pushed towards the proper full-on car park. I didn't want to go in there. It was just in, drop off and get out. Awful organisation. Right, I watch it. Picked up The Howl really well. I'll get that and I'll try and stick it on the screen as well at some point. Yeah, damn autocorrect. We know it's you, Kirsty. When you say diggers, we know exactly what you mean. There's no JCBs involved in this. But I'll get down there a little bit early. I might even, because it's a Sunday, the landing about midday-ish, I think. Ish. Oh no, they should be landing about 1:45 on Sunday afternoon. Depending on what the weather's like. I'm sure there's somewhere nearby where you can park up and watch the planes coming in and out. So even if I got there just an hour before or so, film some of the planes, and then once they land, make my way around to where they're going to get out. That might work. I'll try that. Remind me of that later. I'll do that. I know the people from Airliners Live used to do that, but now they know someone in the airport, so they can go in the old tower. Because we've got a new tower now, a really brand new one. So the old one is just left there, and they're quite happy to be allowed up there to film. So there must be more space outside. Sure there's something Hale Road. I'll check that. When's the air show? This is this weekend coming. Saturday and Sunday next week. Next Saturday and Sunday, and then my mum and dad are home the week after. So I should do all right, really, shouldn't I? Saturday air show, Sunday air show, Sunday Euros final, Friday Wigan against St Helens in the Super League. Can't wait for that. Cannot wait. It does work. Although saying that, if the Red Arrows are flying from Liverpool, or any of the planes are flying from Liverpool, that would be fantastic being there, seeing them take off. What was the reminder for? I can't remember. No, to have a look whether or not there's a viewing place nearby on Hale Road, I think it is. Just somewhere where you can park up. I've got my blue badge, so if it's a double yellow line somewhere, I might be able to get away with that. Just somewhere to park up, get the camera out. Although it's at Liverpool Airport and Speak, you know what I mean? Fucking hell, Speak. Fucking Speak. But if I can park up, I'll be there. Mum and Dad have gone to Portugal, to a place called Caveiro. A hidden gem, I think they call it. People who know. People who don't, when they go there and come across it, love it. Saf, you got to run away for a bit. Back in a bizzle, faux shizzle, no worries, lad. I think my dad was saying as well, after his health problems this year, could be our last time this. You said that last time, and the time before. But they are getting on, like, aren't they? So, and it's a place with loads of hills. It's not exactly San Francisco, but it's there's a place called Murder Hill, where if you only go to restaurants and pubs, it's up there. But they love it. I've never been myself. I've been going for 30 odd years. Never been. I might have to. When they come back, if they're going to start saving for the next trip, just say, go on, I'll come with you. Even if it's only for a week, I'll come with you. If I'm allowed to fly, of course. I've got no idea if I can or can't. Can you fly after a stroke? I wouldn't have thought I'd be able to climb Mount Everest. Because the pressure on the brain and the... Not that I'd like to. Although I'd love to, if the lotto ever come in, I would have loved to have gone for a trek to base camp, because it looks amazing. Got a heart attack hill at your nearest beach. Yep. It's probably so cold as well, because after a few beers, it's an absolute heart attack trying to get up there, isn't it? Alright, walking down. Nightmare getting back up. Just a reminder for the airport or the air show. The airport. Airport. Just write down the following words. Airport, park, film planes. That'll do me. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I'm sure there's a place. Hale Road is one of the roads that goes along the side of the airport, where it goes to the car park somewhere, have you, and then goes towards Hale, funnily enough, which is in Cheshire. It's a lovely little village. I'm sure there's a place down there that you can park. Hale is also where the child Hale came from, the child of Hale, a giant, supposed to be 600 feet tall or something stupid. Massive, massive grave is there. I should do that. Go for a drive through Hale. Me cousin lives there. Apparently it's lovely. And also Speak Hall. Just go for a little drive past there or something. Kirsty, you're not going live on Thursday because your mum getting ready for her ear operation? No worries. Health has to come first. I can't fly, my left arm isn't strong enough. If I could, I'd just go round in circles, wouldn't I? I'd be helicoptering. Well, not doing the helicopter, I'd be helicoptering. No worries for mentioning the Euros. The Euros, of course, there's 3 more games left. Tuesday and Wednesday are the 2 semi-finals, and then Sunday night. Ollie Harrison farms the land down there from Tarbuck. Yes. That's just down the road from there, actually, isn't it, Tarbuck? In fact, Tarbuck Interchange used to be one of the biggest roundabouts in Europe, I think, at one point. That's the one with, you got the M62, M57, which you've also got now, got the Knowsley Expressway that never used to be there. Pause nights, yes, I know. Boo, indeed. But that's Wednesday and Sunday are supposed to be pause nights, but the football, so see if I can throw in an extra pause night if you want. Maybe do Saturday, just for a normal chilled pause night. If you want that, let me know. I'll happily do that. You're probably getting sick of the sight of me face, sight of me face, aren't you, at the moment? I know I am. Good farming land down there, though, definitely. Oh, it hasn't. Shite, I never pressed it. We haven't piggly dinged. Shit. Right, who's up next then? I just got piggly ding next. There you go. Who fancies doing the next shift behind the bar? And I will remember to piggly ding the next one. Wednesday's the big game. It is. They're all big games, to be fair, aren't they? Semi-finals are huge. Nobody remembers the losers. Cannot afford to lose them games. Louise's hand was up first. There you go. You are sorted. And I've pressed the button. There will be a piggly ding. Turn it up as well. What's piggly ding? It's I've got a countdown timer, and it gets you 30 minutes for working behind the bar. At the end, it plays a little alarm which goes sort of diddly dee or whatever, and I said it sounded like piggly ding to me. It's now piggly ding. It's officially piggly ding. You'll hear it in half an hour's time anyway. And of course, at some point, that might appear. Piggly Ding shouting next. Yes, I know. A psychiatrist would have 4 or 5 books out of me, wouldn't he? Oh, turn Angie off. I do apologise. I didn't get to bed till 5 this morning. Give me a break, man. Are there lions? Where? 3 lions on the shirt. Get the snacks going, Kirsty. Go out. It's very crowded. Is the brushy bucket making it blurry? That's bad. Yeah. The blurry, brushy bucket. I've got to find a way of doing that where it automatically just comes off. There's got to be a way of doing that, isn't there? Remind me of that. Remind me of that. Oh, what's that we've got? What's that you've made, Kirsty? What are they? It's food. I'll have it. It's not the same, is it, without our Alia, isn't it? I have to send her a message later and find out how she is. How she's getting on. Curry? Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Steve says there's a big game on Wednesday. Lions, yes. England are the 3 lions on the shirt. Jules Rimet still gleaming and things. So yes, there will be lions. And that is an actual fact. Plus, the flag or the symbol of Netherlands is a lion rampant. So there'll be 4 lions on display. There will be lions all over the place. 4 Lions, of course, is also an incredible film. If you haven't seen that, who in their right mind would come up with a comedy film about domestic terrorists and all that? Who else? Chris Morris, of course. Very funny film. Got to use up the curry, man. You accidentally made a footy reference. You did. In fact, do you know what, Mandy? You did. You were talking football there for a second. Not even the match hatch. Lions are a big game. They are. They are indeed. But, like I say, the England badge has got 3 lions on it, and the Dutch badge is a lion rampant. Giving it roar. Yeah, and it's to do with the Cats getting 56 penalties to the Dogs' 87 goals. It's 365 minutes into the 9th half of extra time. Yeah, you got there, Louise. I do apologise. Louise had to help you there, Mandy, but yeah. I didn't get it. Because as soon as I seen lions, I just thought 3 lions on your shirt. That's what I thought. It's warm. It wasn't warm earlier. I could do with a walk. I went to Tesco earlier, so I might be close to me target. Oh, I went up going over my targets. Go ahead. I doubled it yesterday. Doubled my target for the day. Went for a walk during the day to escape the chemical warfare. Went to Tesco later on last night. So instead of doing 2,000, I've done 4,000 plus. Isn't that great? In fact, I'll tell you exactly how many I did. Oh, 4,015 I did yesterday. 2,213 today. But I have been to Tesco again today. Tesco is where I do my best work. My complete exercise is wandering around Tesco in a daze. And I went to get bicarbonate of soda and white vinegar because I am cleaning my thermos flask. But I need to get a bottle brush as well. seriously thought you were intentionally making a football reference. Yeah, no wonder I'm knackered today. I mean, obviously, getting no sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning might have played some part in it. And I've got to take Jess to work in the morning. She's in for 8 o'clock, so I'll be up at 7. But it'll be quiet. I won't have to start work until 11 o'clock if I feel like it. And go back to sleep. I can have a nap. I can listen to records and just chill. It'd go and be marvellous. Plus 2 streams. Yeah. Well, it wasn't just 2 streams, was it? It was 2 streams, man. The extra times and penalties and stuff, man. Technically, England doesn't apparently have lions on the shirt. Another large cat. So when it first showed up on the crest, we didn't know anything about lions. So that's asking someone who's never seen a lion before to draw the lion. It's like a big cat, okay. But it's still, yeah. We still sing 3 lions on the shirt, don't we? So. And it's all. Thomas mentioned it yesterday. It's a good looking kit as well this year. It looks a little bit retro without being too retro. Good looking kit, I must admit. I quite like it actually. And the away kit. That's fairly cool, that one. Ocelot? No, just a little. It could be. Let's have a look what it looks like. I mean, it's skinny if nothing else. That. Not exactly lions, is it? And who is it? Is it Essex, Middlesex and Sussex, is it? City's kit's just dropped. It looks a bit retro. The Sunderland one did as well, made by Hummel. Looks absolutely fantastic. I haven't seen the City one yet. Ooh, that is nice, that, isn't it? I like that. Our new kit should be out soon. Seems out the 7th of July, and our deal with Hummel went on the 1st of July would have been the first day of Castor. So you'd have thought they'd have had it out on that particular day. For people who want to go away on holiday. Which city? Manchester City. Or did you mean Norwich City, Steve? Sorry. Yeah. That's my fault, that one, isn't it? Norwich have had some great kits as well. Is that what you meant? That's a good kit as well, I like that. That is a good kit. It's simple. There's not enough simplicity in kits these days. Although I've liked your last 2 seasons with like pinstripe and that in it. That looked fairly retro as well, I like that. I think ours is really plain this season. Plain royal blue with a white round neck which has got like stripes in it, I think. Not much you can do with a plain top in it. Emerald City. Is that from the Wizard of Oz or from the hard-hitting American TV show Oz? Did anyone ever see that? It's about a maximum security jail. Well, they called it Emerald City, so the show was called Oz. It was very, very hard-hitting, very near the knuckle. There's no place like home, definitely not. Although our new home looks spectacular. I'm looking forward to seeing that place. Been past it a few times driving into Liverpool of a night, and it looks absolutely insane. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Going to be watching for red boots now. I'd rather watch for red boots than green boots. Poor old green boots. Supposed to be the Indian climber Tsewang Paljur. Died on the 10th of May 1996, was it? In the tragedy on Everest that year. There's been a film made about it and all kinds of stuff, but he was one of the other ones. And he was in a cave up on Everest, lying on his side with his green boots, and people used to walk past him all the time and recognised it as a marker. It's a fucking dead man, you know what I mean? But if you wanted to get to the top, you had to move past green boots. That cave is now called Green Boots Cave. And someone else died in there, David Sharp, an English mountaineer. And about 30 people just walked past him while he was in there dying. They're fucking horrible. But there's not much you can do at that height. 28,000 odd feet. Did we buy an Indian player? Have we bought any players? I think the only player I've seen we've bought is Iliman Ndiaye. The French dude with the most Brixton accent I've ever heard. Yeah, how's it going, that, bruv? Not mean. What? You're French, dude? Just finished Quantum Leap Reboot. Series 2 is on Paramount Plus. Go on, Mandy, what's your review? Is it good? Is it shite? Should it be watched? Should it be avoided? Let us know, man. Is it tickling your pickle or making you retch? Meh. Meh with a capital M. Meh. I'm taking that as a not a fantastic review. Furdoos. What have I been watching? Worst Roommate Ever, Series 2 on Netflix. Oh, holy shit. Watch that. The first series was good, but there's some absolute lunatics in the world. Just sitting there watching it, saying, nodding my head and occasionally going, what the fuck? Definitely watch that if you get a chance. Oh, Remembering Gene Wilder is on Netflix as well. I will have to watch that at some point. The world needs more Gene Wilder. But he's not around. Oh, what a man. Do you like Star Trek Discovery? It's alright, but you binged it quick enough. Is there anything decent on at the moment at all? I don't even think I watch TV anymore. Apart from... I watched Sorry. I was watching that as the stream started earlier on. Reruns of old 70s sitcoms. That's about all I watch now. It's normally YouTube. You can pick and choose, can't you, on YouTube? I'll watch that. I won't watch that. I'll see that later. Star Trek Discovery. 2017. There's been 5 seasons of it. That's on Paramount as well, by the look of it. Ended up watching Farmageddon this morning in desperation. There's bugger all on, is there? Absolutely bugger all on. There's a good movie the other day called The Upside. It's only on for another couple of weeks, but it was good. What's that on? Is that on? Oh, hello.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Level 22. What an effort. 2 levels today. Can we go for the hat-trick again? It does normally happen in 3s, doesn't it? Where are the balls, Jeff? Where are the balls? No balls today, Jeff. No balls. Jeff, neighbours. No, we're having a break from the balls. Don't have any channels that you have to pay for. I'm tight. Self-praise is no recommendation, Mandy. Yeah, just there's too much streaming. Too much. If you wanted to pay for everything, you'd be paying about 600 quid a week just for everything. YouTube is a bit like that at the moment as well. Not the watching of, but the creating of. Do you want to pay 20 quid a month for, I don't know, editing software, 10 quid a month for Canva, 20 quid a month for something else? I can't pay all of this in one fucking go, man. Stupid. Shh, yes, Jeff, shh, under the desk, shh, out the way. Not appearing on screen. It's either Prime or Netflix. It's got Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston. Oh, Bryan Cranston's absolutely superb, isn't he? I like him. Couldn't believe the dad from Malcolm in the Middle turned out to be this incredible baddie in Breaking Bad, Heisenberg. Absolutely superb actor. Didn't realise he had it in him. I shouldn't have doubted. Shouldn't have doubted. But it is a Sunday, so let's have a look what Jeff's been up to. England on penalties. My warning to them worked. Oh, so that's the only reason why they scored, because you warned them. Got a foot in the Dutch camp too. Bets hedged. This is not good, Jeff. Glory hunting bastard. I like Spain too. Can't bring myself to support the French though. That's horribly racist, that, Jeff. Disgusting behaviour.
Hoo-yah!
Jeff, anti-French, disgusting. Never seen Breaking Bad, Louise? I didn't watch it at the time. I hate watching things that everyone else like. It's not me being contrary. I can't be arsed with the water cooler chat in work. And if I just ignore it completely, years later when I do start watching something, there's no spoilers. So I didn't watch Breaking Bad until I did my knee, going back to, I can't even remember when it was. So to get better, I used to go in the conservatory on the running machine and I'd try and run for 40 minutes. 40 minutes is one episode of Breaking Bad. I would watch one episode a night. Sometimes if I was feeling strong, I'd run through and watch 2 episodes. And there was loads of them, so I managed to watch the whole of Breaking Bad and I got hooked. Absolutely hooked on it. It's an incredible piece of work. Weird as well though. You get one episode where it's just absolute chaos, bedlam, explosions and gunfights and all kinds, and then the following episode, nothing seems to happen. But a few episodes down the line, you look back and go, that's the reason why that happened, and that's why that happened. It's absolutely incredible, very immersive. Bryan Cranston is amazing in it. It's there though. It's available to watch. If you ever get bored and you can't find anything and you've got loads of time, start with that. Same with The Sopranos. I haven't watched The Wire. I might have to watch that at some point, but these are 3 of the best programmes in history, aren't they, apparently? So the critics say. Ooh, Boo's gone. Booze has gone. So that's U2, U3, U4. It's there though. It's one of those things that if you ever feel like watching it and you can't find anything, have a look. You might like it, you might hate it. It was a very, very Marmite kind of thing, I think. Man, you only saw Stranger Things because your great niece made you watch it. Did you enjoy it though? That's the thing. Did you actually enjoy it, or was just sitting through it to keep her happy? You'd rather go to work. That's a hell of an endorsement, isn't it? I'll swerve it if that's the case. If it ain't free, you're going to wait till it is. It will be eventually. Definitely. The Wire's on your list, as is Breaking Bad. So 5 of you now. Sopranos and West Wing are your high watermarks. Well, The Sopranos, Breaking Bad and The Wire are all mentioned in the same sort of sphere as being the greatest shows ever made. So I think if you like one of them, there's a good chance that you might like the others. Better Call Saul is also a prequel to Breaking Bad and is also very, very good, but I haven't finished that yet. I've still got 2 episodes, I think, from the first series, and then however many series they've done afterwards. I might watch that this week. I've got loads of time, haven't I? No. Never got any bloody time. How can I have time? Being a YouTube megastar. Fuck's sake. Tom is lurking today. He's lurking and working when he should be shaking. Which one's the West Wing? That's the one I'm in at the moment. Money. It's the thing with the thing, isn't it? Is it Martin Sheen, the West Wing? Or am I getting that mistake? Mistake indeed. Yeah, Martin Sheen. Of course, it's American politics. Martin Sheen was absolutely perfect to be running the United States, isn't he? There's a hint of JFK about him, just in his day-to-day, the way he is. Very good casting there. Not really watched it though. I've seen episodes that have been on, but might just be the same thing. Not watch Game of Thrones or any of the stuff that Peaky Blinders, anything that people are watching at the time. No. But I will watch Open All Hours, Porridge, all that stuff. There's a good movie on Channel 4 on Wednesday night when the footy's on called The King's Men. Is that The Kingsman? Number 3, is it? Is that the one, is it? Eggsy and Mark Strong in it. Let's have a look. Yeah, but when everyone's watching stuff like that live, all these series, I'll be quite happily watching MASH, Red Dwarf, I say Porridge, Open All Hours, all that gear. Oh shite! Guy Martin's Lost World War II bomber. How did I not see that advertised? Channel 4 tonight. I'm going to have to watch that on catch up. Good job I looked at this, to be honest. Right, Wednesday, Channel 4. I'll record it. Let's have a look. The West Wing's brilliant. You watched all 7 series about 3 times. Up there with Band of Brothers. Another one I haven't watched. These are all things I will eventually get round to watching, but I like the idea of not watching it when everyone else is. You don't have to be part of that conversation, do you? You just watch it for the enjoyment of it. Or is it an old film? Yeah. Sean Connery. What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon? 10ish. Proper dodgy. Taron Wallacey Edgerton, the man, the myth, the legend. He is indeed, isn't he? You booked your first cinema trip for a while for the week after next to see About Dry Grasses. 3 hours of brooding Turkish cinema. You can't watch that on Merseyside. About Dry Grasses. Lad, you can't stand grasses. Louise, you waited to watch Happy Valley till all of it had finished. I only realised when you got to the end that the final episode hadn't aired. I think that's the best way to do it, you know. Because by the time you do get round to watching it, you've forgotten all the spoilers. Not your kind of thing, eh, Steve? Brooding Turkish cinema. I don't know, I might do that. I might have a look at that. Like watching stuff until it becomes trendy, then you lose interest. I know exactly what you mean. It's a similar thing to music, isn't it? As soon as someone sells out, becomes popular, or no. I liked them when they were shit. Look. Fucking things getting washed. Do I buy a second one? A second flask to keep in reserve? They do them in royal blue. I've got a bleeding red one and they do them in royal blue. How did I miss that? How? As John Lee Hooker once sang. Tomash, have you seen the thumbnails as well? For the football. They are up. It is scheduled. Spain against France, we have got Pablo Picasso and Paul Cézanne. And then for the Netherlands against England, we have MC Escher and JMW Turner. 4 absolutely incredible artists. It is a feature of Evertonia. God would help us if they become successful. Have you seen Chico earlier, or whatever he's called himself this week? Liam, isn't it? Liam Cello. About what player from your opposition, your rivals, do you actually like but you couldn't admit to? He is proper going out shit staring. Using red hearts rather than blue and seeing who's biting. It's great. Lovely to watch. You're watching Big Bang Theory when everyone thought it was still a science programme. People thought that because it's not particularly funny, that's why. If you take Sheldon out of the Big Bang Theory, it becomes generic American sitcom 4008. It's only, is it Jim Parsons? It's his acting, his behaviour, the way he is that's what makes it. And even then it's still not overly funny to me, but I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of the American style of comedy where there has to be a laugh every 7 seconds. I'd rather watch Early Doors any day of the week. That more organic comedy. Pathos and bathos as well as punchlines and zingers. Steve. Did everyone else think Crown Court was real? I did, and then I realised it wasn't, and I thought it was shit. And I have been watching it relentlessly on Talking Pictures TV on Sky. It's on during the week, daytime, and because it used to be every court case was at least 3 days. Oh, next. Piggly Dings, just Piggly Dinged. Who's next? Who's behind the bar next? Yeah, 3 or 4 days of watching this one case, and I'm absolutely hooked to it. It's mad. Who's working behind the bar next? Louise is finished. We need someone else. Who's putting their hand up? Who's doing a shift? Or is it me? Have I got to? Jinxie! Nice to see you, nice. Where have you been hiding? You're watching Mrs. Brown's Boys when it was funny. Mrs. Brown's Boys was hilarious apparently, for the actual stage show. And it was a good night out. So being live and being on stage is slightly different to being in a TV studio. But it is very sort of lowest common denominator, isn't it? But he's made his money. Can't argue with that, can you? Picasso, Cezanne, Turner and Escher. I thought you'd appreciate her. 4 absolutely superb artists. Ian Rush, definitely I hated him and loved him as well. I thought he should have played for us. As a striker, looking at him, the hardest working defender in any team would have been him. You've been doing your dishes. What? Have you not got someone in to do that for you? Some slave? Some Puerto Rican boy called Jefe or something? Just in time, yeah. Get it behind the bar there, girl. Go ahead. Your name disappeared on your Insta for a couple of days, but it's back now. Guess who's back? Back again. Jinxie's back. Yeah. Need to do it now. You'll be asleep for the next one. I thought you were staying awake these days. You've managed long shift before, haven't you? What's the reason why you disappeared? We all thought you'd been kicked off for some kind of filthy behaviour. That's what it was. Being filth. Utter filth. I have to say filth because Ali's not here. Well, that must be my nephew coming down the stairs because the whole house shook. He hasn't eaten in 20 minutes. He must be starving. He's like that. Never stops eating. It's incredible. You've no idea. You didn't even know. It doesn't matter. You're back up there, so that's all that matters. Don't go changing. You went to send the footy links and you couldn't work out how to do it. There has been there's been a few problems with social media in general over the last couple of weeks. Lots of weird things happening. Maybe that's what it is. Very strange behaviour. Totally baffling. Totally. Alright, I've forgot to press next. I've just pressed the piggly ding for you, so you've got an extra couple of minutes behind the bar, but tough shit, man. Right. It is Sunday, of course, so...
But Kipper's Vindaloo. It can't be good for you.
See what Kipper's noticed this week. UK summer officially cancelled as Met Office predicts even more rain to hit entire country. The wait for a decent bout of summer weather goes on as the new Met Office long-term weather forecast claims it's going to be a very wet few weeks for the entire country. The mixed weather messaging continues as new Met Office forecasts predict that the entire country will be battered by rain next week. Despite promises of heat domes and heat waves coming our way, the newest long-term forecast from the experts at the Met Office has seemingly poured cold water, and lots of it, over any chances of a decent summer coming our way. Welcome to the UK, 11 months of autumn.
Hoo-yah!
He is 100% right. That's all we get these days. 11 months of autumn. There's no winter, there's no summer. Spring is just like a late autumn. That's all we get. Miserable. Fucking miserable. You just loaded the dishwasher for a treat and you're also lurking. Officially cancelled. Of course they can do it to the Met Office. They are a law unto themselves. What is wrong with me today? Apart from the tiredness, obviously. You've been told by Ali, you've been warned by Ali. You've got to keep Tom on his toes. of course. Can't give them an easy ride. Well, possibly. See, even from Paris, she's on your case, letting you know who's the boss. If the money's right, obviously. It's all about the Benjamins. Have we got our own version of that? It's all about the Dwayne Eddies. Even got my daughter saying that now, the Dwayne Eddies. She's got no idea who it is. Yeah, our poor Tomash thought he was getting a full week off away from Ali, but no. He's getting cased by osmosis. That's not a new nickname for you, by the way, Jinxie. But you know what I mean. Casing by osmosis.
What's going on out there?
I didn't get my car washed either. I need to get that done this week. It's minging, man. How am I supposed to take fantastic roof reflection pictures if it's covered in sand? I have to clean it with a shovel at the moment. It's that dirty. I chauffeured me rents to the airport in a dirty car. I feel awful. How's RL and Ruby? Of course there'd be no escape. It's the Colditz, isn't it? The Colditz factor. Ali often makes your day and sometimes your whole week. Oh, isn't that lovely? Should save that for her. It's not dirty, it has a layer of protection on it. I like that thinking. It's good thinking, isn't it? It's normally got a layer of bird shit on it as well, though, unfortunately. Part and parcel of living near the coast. Another bucket of brushy for Amanda. It's all a bit of crack, so it is. Ruby's fast asleep after being rudely awakened by a huge thunderstorm you had a couple of hours ago. Oh, poor thing. There's no escape either, is there? For the animals. Feeding the birds, I am encouraging them. I am. But at the same time, I also am encouraging the people at the car wash. Don't even know where they're from anymore. They used to be Poles, not anymore. But they are wonderful people. Encouraging them to clean my car for me. It needs doing. Well, it looks alright from here, but it did absolutely piss down last night. There was no rain anywhere, and we got halfway down the M57 and the heavens just opened. Mad. Had to slow down and take it easy. Your Dennis is barren of birds. Oh, what's going on, man? Despite you putting loads of food out for them as well. Oh, they'll come back, they will. They love it. Love it, the birds, don't they? A little helping hand. I'll have to do that in the morning. Shit, forgot about that. I'll go out and fill the feeder. All tips welcome. Yes, we've heard that about you, Jinxie. We've heard that. Haven't had a Dennis cam for a while. We haven't. It's been horrible weather though. I mean, really horrible. If it's too windy, there's no point in putting the camera out because They never turn up. Need more t-shirts. There will be more t-shirts going up on the store at some point, including a Llama Racing Club one. There may be some 8 Mile Radius merch going up as well at some point, depending on how the album is received when it does come out. A little bit of Hawk Tour as well, yeah. I seen her getting interviewed, the girl who did that. Seems a really, really decent kid. Funny, self-effacing. Every other message that she's had is, what's the link to your OnlyFans? No, I haven't got one. We'll never have one. I'm not selling merch unless you buy it from this site. It's absolutely brilliant. Seems a decent kid. Fair play for turning something like that into something positive. Up their workers, where are you, Wolfie? Go ahead. Up their workers. Man, your feeders have been covered today. Must be wearing a bra. Plenty of food in the fields at the moment, so they stay away more. Yeah, they'd rather get the natural food rather than stuff that's handed to them. Definitely. But it's good that we're there as well as concerned individuals looking after them. If you can't find anything, there will always be some here. We'll always have parrots. That was some Red Dwarf. I'm gutted though. I'm going to have to get away from the house and try and find some more birds. I think the ones that we've got round here are just the same, sort of 10 or 12, always. The Scouse wood pigeon, the blue tit, the goldfinch, the blackbirds, the starlings, you recognise them now, it's mad. And that narky robin. Absolutely annoyed at everything. If we turn up in the back garden, it's down there screaming and shouting. Any other birds turn up, it's screaming and shouting. Moody little sod. Jeff is the blue tit. I am as well, apparently. He has absolute tit as well, Jeff. Constantly causing trouble. You get loads of sparrows. Isn't it, once you get a couple of sparrows, you end up getting absolutely loads. As soon as they're happy and feel that it's safe, everyone turns up. Everyone, all the birds turn up. Little family do this afternoon. Ooh, can't beat a little family do. Enjoyed watching house sparrows go under the roof tiles on the house next door to where we were. A few swifts about as well. Oh, very nice. We've got to look after these things. If they're gone, they will be missed. Again, part of the ecosystem. Maintain the ecosystem. Give them as much space as you can. As much brooding areas, food, whatever you can. Look after them. We need the animals. We are just one set of animals amongst many. Everybody's got birds but you. Jinx 8, they will be back. They will be back. Telling you, they will be. George Michael there. Gotta have faith there. Pigeons, seagulls, magpies and blackbirds. All the everyday kinds. All the common or garden. Literally common or garden birds. But you got to look after them. It's all about the delicate balance of ecosystems. If one of them goes, next thing you know, the whole thing collapses. You don't have any grass yet, but loads of slugs. From where? Don't know. Don't know a lot about slugs, to be honest with you. When birds live in your roof, do they poop in there? I would think so. This is only a guess, based on watching Spring Watch, where you're putting up bird houses with cameras in. And the blue tits especially were disgusting filth. There's a crane that pops up once or twice a year. My friend in Florida, she had 2 cranes that used to appear in her front lawn all the time. So she nicknamed them Fraser and Niles, which I thought was a great nickname. You see all those birds around the place, but none come to feed. They will. Just something else going on, isn't there, obviously? But they will. If you build it, they will come. Loads of swifts. There's a turkey farm at the top of the hill from you, so lots of flies. A turkey farm in Norfolk. Are you sure? Beautiful. All the Christmas turkey. Bit of Bernard Matthews going on there, is it? Seen a programme about it. Yep. What you put on your feeder? Go on. What are you sticking on there, Jinxie? Get rid of the cat. That might help, yes. Don't be leaving mini panthers and mini tigers out there. The birds will shite themselves. Nice out there now. Very nice. Yep, owned by Bernard. He must be the first farmer any of us really knew. First real farmer. Proper household name, wasn't he? You live 500 metres from your local lake. A couple of cranes there as well. Lovely looking things, aren't they? Thomas, you've got 2 feeders, one with no grow seed. Yes, that's what we use in ours. And a tray underneath with mealworms. Second feeder has very soft, seedy, suety fat balls. Stop nebbing. I just want to see what's going on. I'm gegging in. Ducks, geese and swans. Want to see what the sky's like. I tried last week, I think it was, to get the sky going from daylight to night with loads of clouds coming in hyperlapsed. And it looked okay, but not great. I'm going to have to get a better one of them because I've got plans for it. I have plans for that sky. Plus my dad's not here, so I've got to do his share of staring out the window. And doing that to young kids who are playing football. I know where you live. Can't remember what the food is called, but it's supposed to be the best for birds. And it's to attract robins, all nice food. Alright. Robins eat a bit of everything, don't they? Bit of seed, worm, mealyworms. I should get mealworms, shouldn't I? Really. I should also get another hanging feeder. Outside the window there. There's a hanging basket, framey thing. I could hang it from there. Right, you looked it up on Google and then bought it off Amazon. Sounds like about 80% of my shopping habits there. Search Google, buy Amazon. And it works. Well, it did with the air purifier thing. Arrives within 12 hours. That's just insane. Absolutely insane. You buy a lot on Amazon. I'd rather not, but it's just... I had to when I came back out of hospital. There's a lot of stuff that I couldn't get my ma to go and buy for me. But getting it delivered was easy. So I'm a bit reliant on it at the moment. Might be one with seed, one with suet pellets, and a water dish that you put dried mealworms in, and a platform for food waste fat. Good thinking. Definitely cheaper than to buy it online. Yeah, is the delivery driver fit? Is that what it is? Just buying stuff that you don't need. You need 4 things. I buy them on 4 different days, so he has to visit 4 times. We have a very attractive female Polishy type delivery driver woman who almost takes the doors off the hinges when she knocks. And a young mank as well, who seems very, very, very sound, cool, know what I mean? Proper cool as fuck. Decent lad. Usual wee lads with no sense. Do we ever grow out of that? Kirsty, sorry you disappeared. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Welcome back. The first thing they eat is stale bread. You can go out of your way and give them the best things possible. Do you know what? They're like kids, aren't they? When you spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on something for a kid for Christmas, and then they take it out of the box and play with the box. The same thing. Inconsiderate, feathered bastards. Well, it is Sunday.
Hoo-yah! Hoo-yah!
True as well. Very quiet, very wet, very me driving. Oh, food. Oh, pizza, man. I could snarl a pizza right now. NGL, I could eat a pizza. I need to go to Tesco tomorrow as well. I need to get a bit more bits and pieces. I remember me cornettos the other night, but they had no mint ones at all. So I have to get the cornettos soft, the caramel and something. Very tasty. I've got them in the freezer now. Might have one of them after the stream. Seaside birds, they are used to chips and McDonald's. That's why if I'm ever in the car doing a stream down by the beach, if I'm in the far car park, you never see seagulls at all. If I'm in the one closer to the KFC and McDonald's, they're always around. They know where the food comes from. And it isn't going out to sea to catch things, it's just hanging around fast food places, looking for people dropping things on the floor. There's evolution for you. The next step in evolution for seagulls is they're going to be so fat they can't fly. Can't tell if I have shares in Tesco or if I'm after a job in there. It's the nearest place, to be honest. That's all there is. And it's a massive Tesco, but it's just up the road. There's an Aldi and a Sainsbury's over the road, but you have to go through Q roundabout, which is a nightmare. There's also a Home and Bargain there. Pound Stretcher, B&Q. The Tip is there as well. We are well served. But the Tesco's is just up the road and I'm always in there. And because it's huge and the wine is right at the far end, it means I hit my steps all the time. Herring gulls are monsters. They're the massive ones, aren't they? The heron ones. That will eat anything. After sponsorship, I'd do that. If you're watching Tesco, every little helps. I can do that. Give us a job. Come on. Never out of there. Constantly in there. I go in pretty much every day. which was good for my physio. Getting out and about amongst people, walking, lifting things. It's good physio. Other supermarkets are available, of course. Plus, they've got massive, huge profits this year, haven't they? They could afford to start sponsoring some of us Povo tubers. Tesco, if you're watching, hurry up. Get your hand in your pocket. Money, not club card points. Fuck that Sky High. No, money. Actual cash. The cash I can go and then spend in Sainsbury's on decent stuff. To be fair, I'm also always in Sainsbury's, but that's going to the Argos that's in the back of it. Permanently buying stuff from there. Argos has never been the same since they got rid of those little pens. That was the downfall. Everybody in our office used to have loads of betting slips and loads of little Bookies pens or Argos pens. I miss them, the little tiny things. Betting slips everywhere. You prefer Sainsbury's, but your local one's closed. That's worth a boo, that one. Boo! Join in, boo. I've not even asked what it is, whether it's Sainsbury's, Tesco. There's an Asda not too far away. There's not a huge amount of difference in price. Aldi there is. I noticed that every now and then when I go in there, I'll walk out with 2 bags, 20 quid. I'll go into Tesco and 1 bag will cost 40 quid or something. It's mad. But I also buy a load of shite, so my own fault really, isn't it? I buy lots of tea, obviously, loads of tea bags. I need more. All Tesco own brands used to be made by the main manufacturers, yet. Soup by Heinz, cereal by Kellogg's. Don't know if they still are. My mate Danny Mack from work used to work in, there's a place in Kirby that used to make all the stuff for Tesco. And he said the same thing. Would stop halfway through a shift to swap over to the next manufacturer. And all he did was they changed the labels. That was literally it. Your closest is Sainsbury's, but Morrison's is the go-to. We have a Morrison's in Southport, but it's a fair distance away. It's just round the corner from where Jess used to work, Pleasureland. So I have to go past about 7 different supermarkets to get there. I've been in, towns around you are quite small and only really have 2 supermarkets each. This, to be fair, Southport is a big town. It's about 100,000 people in it, apparently. We have so many supermarkets. Big supermarkets, not just the Spar and Tesco Express and things. Huge supermarkets. Loads of choice. But if you're stuck and you've only got 2, you have to go there, don't you? Farm shops as well. Plenty of farm shops. We've got one just over at road there. Bill Rimmer's. Over the road from Dobbies. Which hopefully, if you watched the video earlier on, I drove past and there's a big sign outside Dobbies saying hot tubs for sale. We started singing, man. Danny Mac, when are you coming back? Pain in the arse, Danny Mac. I love him to bits, but he used to live right next door to Goodison Park on City Road. And then he discovered one day, he went, oh, you're a blue, aren't you? I went, yeah. So I've got a pass that you can use to park, a visitor's pass. I went, oh, brilliant, cheers, I'll get that off you. And he sold his house the following week. Moved into town, into a flat with his missus. Knobhead. I could have been using that for years to park near the ground. Boss fella though. Morrison's Bakery takes some beating, but it's so expensive. I'll have to go in there, aren't I? I might even have to do a video series. Nick Investigates. Just to close the circle, Louise, you remember your first trips to a big supermarket when you were small? You used to like watching the birds flying around the roof. This is all, we're all interconnected, everything is linked. And of course, if you live somewhere near the sea, like what I does, outside Asda, there's a McDonald's just over the road. Seagulls everywhere. The ones the other day when I managed to get a new seagull-y thing, they were eating Krispy Kreme donuts that had been dropped on the floor. Doesn't matter what it is, we'll have them. Love M&S, but it's too expensive. Yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? Hugely expensive. Formby. Formby's got an M&S and a Waitrose. My mate works in the Waitrose. I'm going to have to find the picture that I once put up on. It might be on Instagram, actually. There was roadworks in Formby, and you've got the diversion. Normally it will tell you this way to like the hospital or this way to whatever. There was a diversion and it showed you Waitrose this direction, M&S that direction. The most Formby of diversions I've ever seen. Oh, these birds were inside. What? How were they inside? Oh, mind you, they walk in through the front door, don't they? My arms are missing you, man. My legs feel the same way too. Nutty, nutty. The Asda in Ellesmere Port has a bird scare noise thing. It's your ambition to destroy it. The Asda, by the way. The Asda. It's not Asda in Ellesmere Port, it's the Asda. And also it's Home and Bargain, not Home Bargains. Just letting you know this right now. Some of your earliest memories are in supermarkets. Sainsbury's in Prenton. Hollowing out the French stick before getting to the checkout. Yes, been there, seen that, done it. We used to do that in when I went to New A's school in Allerton. Once we reached a certain age, there's a chippy and there was a baker's. So you go in and you buy a loaf, an uncut loaf, hollow that out, fill it full of chips, and eat that. Piggly ding, next. Piggly ding, next. There you go. Who's next behind the bar? Who fancies a shift? Who's going to put the work in? Leather whips ain't cheap. That's S&M. These are not just whips. These are S&M whips. Ali says hello. Tomash. Behind the bar. There you go, Lid. Get in there. Steve, when you worked in Lowestoft, next to a huge Asda by the docks, it had seagull alarms. Seagull alarm calls. I got pumped through the PA. Scares the shite out of you the first time you hear it. I can't imagine. Ali says hello. She said it in Irish, but you can't spell it. It's the same as in English, only with an accent. Hello. Just got a notification for astral planes, Louise. I called it astral planes because you could see the sky and all those planes, and also I'd just been to the airport, so there's always multiple thoughts, always layers upon layers upon layers with this. Naughty, naughty Monday. Naughty, naughty. What are you having? Go ahead. I'll have another one of them, just not empty, thank you. I have to say that because I'll have one of them. What, an empty bottle? What do you want an empty bottle for? Because I used to do that behind the bar all the time. Can I have 2 pints of lager and an orange, please? Right, yeah. Still orange. Yeah. You haven't changed your mind then, no? Still orange rather than fizzy orange, you see. You got 2 bottles of Budweiser. Do you need glasses? No. Alright, can you tell me where they are? I can't see them anywhere. Stupid behind the bar jokes. Jinxie Jungle Juice cocktail. Of course. Of course. Yeah. It's going to be a struggle to get Mandy unbanned from M&S. Booze. Here we go. Booze. Gears booze. Louise wants a woo-woo. What are you having, lad? Does this mean we've also got the mad carpet? Seeing as how you're working. Is it the Prenton next to the Tranmere's ground? The one with the crazy carpet? Can't remember if it's the Prenton or the other one. The Clipper. There's two there, isn't there? Last time I was in there was years ago. I'll tell you how long ago it was. It was 1996, I think. Everton played Tranmere pre-season, and we had Slaven Bilic was on the back of the bus he just signed for us. 96 it must have been. Kirsty's busy, yep. The Stock Aitken and Waterman of the dogging music world. Pint of bitter lemon for our Steve. Ooh, lovely stuff. British strawberries are the absolute best, without a shadow of a doubt. Mandy wants something peachy. By peachy, do you mean peach flavoured or just something really good? Isn't that what peachy means as well? Peachy drink. Could be a fuzzy peach. I've had one of them before in Maloney's, the cocktail bar in the Skaysbrick Hotel in Southport. Very fine choice. Is bitter lemon, is it still that weird bluey greeny colour? Am I remembering that wrong? Bitter lemon drink, let's have a look. Now it's clear now, isn't it? I'm sure it used to be like a bluey greeny. The colour of the artwork on it now, I'm sure it used to be that colour as well. It might not be, it might just be the artwork. I might be completely wrong. No, I'm completely wrong. It's always been sort of see-throughy. Yeah, like a petrol bluey green. Must just be in my mind. Yeah, it's lemony coloured, but the artwork on it is bluey greeny. That's what it is. My brain is knackered. I always thought it was the actual liquid was that colour. It's not. Had some posh strawberries from Tesco. Eves or something, they were wonderful. Ooh, Tesco. There's one nearby. I might go into that. I've still got raspberries left. Partial to a bitter lemon. It's not a colour from nature. Yeah, it's definitely not a natural colour, is it? But it's got a vibe to it. The label was blue, the drink was pale. Weak old chip shop mushy pea green. Right, that's what I remember. So I'm getting the two colours combined to make it in my mind. Yeah, it was a weird colour. My nan used to have gin and bitter lemon all the time in the house, and there was always one cal mixes. She had a proper drinks globe and everything. Jinx said you're having strawberry, blueberries and red grapes with fat-free yoghurt. You are living the high life. That's stupidly healthy, but also that's nice and tasty. That I like stuff like that. I've got my natural yoghurt and my raspberries at the moment. I haven't had blueberries in absolutely ages. Tesco, did I say? I did, I said. Where every little does help. Local stores, open till late.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Chub Club. Of course. Schweppes mixers in the pub you worked in, same with us as well. Split minerals and baby minerals. Was there 2 dozen splits, 3 dozen babies in a case, if I remember rightly? I might not do. Chub Club, level 17. That's a perfect way of doing it, isn't it? You only need 2 more levels and you're in Garston. When I was looking for me private personalised licence for me whip outside, one of them that I saw was L19 NMP, which would have been perfect. I'm from Garston and my initials are NMP. But instead I got one with Ash on it, didn't I? Because I am a complete wanker. There was loads of PMA ones as well. It's going up, Jinxie. It's always going up, Jinxie. If rumours are to be believed. Well, I haven't sneezed, have I? Man, you'd love one of those globe bars. Keep an eye out for one. I bet you there's loads of them around and about. But they're made out of proper wooden things, aren't they? So they're probably worth a fortune nowadays. Can you 3D print one? I wonder. I even sound less congested. It must be, do you know what? That is down to that. I'm telling you now, well done. That is down for that one. That's down to the air purifier. That's definitely working in this room. I haven't sneezed. It's going well. I'm delighted with it. Money well spent. I would suggest anybody else who's on here who might have slight breathing problems, get yourself an air purifier. It's also got a light in the top. I love me a light. Steve went up earlier. Hang on. Spill a bit of Lambrini on an A to Z, same effect it has. Make sure it's Lambrini though. Do I need a drinks globe for the car? Oh, do you mean a purifier? I don't know. Will it work in the car? Can you get small ones for the car? Steve going up the ladder. He's used to going up the ladder. If you're in touch with Ali, ask her what she fancies and also what she'd like to drink. I think we know. One step at a time. Sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking of you. Yes. What's known in the trade as a reverse Neil Armstrong. Which I think is also something that Purple Lucky used to make people do. You ever read about that? Purple Lucky used to get people to do the reverse piggyback. Fucking hell, man. Grim. Absolutely grim now. I'll message her Ali at some point this week and see how she is. Yeah, ask her if she's had her hair done yet. You can mourn that beautiful mane of spun gold. Terrible. Apparently us males have all, to a man, got a thing about red hair. Don't know whether it's something deep within our DNA from primordial days, but apparently we have. It's Ali in Paris. I'm sure she said she was going today. She was leaving this morning, so I'm assuming she'll be there by now. But yeah, she was Paris bound this morning. I have to bully her into sending pictures. Your first girlfriend was a redhead. I forget who I was talking to, but apparently, I don't know if they were just convinced or it's fact. It was told to me like it was fact, but there's something within the way us males are, within our DNA, that is deeply attracted to red hair. Don't know why. Me not know. Jeff, where are the balls? In your court. There you go, how's that? Ali in Paris. Ali in Paris. Yeah. What's she doing in Paris? In Paris? Does anyone know? Is it just a little break with a mate, a little holiday? We didn't ask. How awful is that? We didn't ask exactly why she was going. What are you going there for? Unless it's just to go and do a bit of sightseeing, see the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, or Blackpool Tower 2, as it should be known. Has she been before? Or is this one of those, like, a little bucket list thing where you've got to tick off, I've been to these places? In the oven for the Everton Cup draw, 100%. And normally Liverpool or Man United are in the freezer to make sure that we get one against the other. Bastards. She's being accepted into the permanent collection at the Louvre. Or is she going there to hopefully bump into Dan Brown and give him a slap? Ali's going to have a Coke and pour Ingles of your choice. Good on you, Ali girl. Good on you. Is Jeff fed lines or is he inspired by the previous stream? Jeff does what Jeff wants. I have no control over what Jeff does. Jeff is now a little bit more happy that he's got his own line of merch as well. Did the inventor of the parachute test that on the Eiffel Tower, or did you dream that? Shall we find out? That sounds like it should be 100% true. Why, as soon as you put parachute in, does it come up with parachute pants, for fuck's sake? Ooh, here we go. History. No, come on, the proper... Right, the modern parachute was invented in the late 18th century by Louis Sebastien Lenormand, which is the name of a centre-half who plays for Spain, is it? In France, who also made the first recorded public jump in 1783. Come on, where is it? Doesn't tell you. Oh, right, there we go. This is different, but you were close. In 1907, Charles Broadwick demonstrated two key advances in the parachute he used to jump from hot air balloons at fairs. He folded his parachute into a backpack, and the parachute was pulled from the pack by a static line attached to the balloon. When Broadwick jumped from the balloon, the static line became taut, pulled the parachute from the pack, and then snapped. In 1911, a successful test took place with a dummy at the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The puppet's weight was 75 kilos, 165 pounds. The parachute's weight was 21 kilos or 46 pounds. The cables were 9 metres or 30 feet long. On the 4th of February 1912, Franz Reichelt jumped to his death from the tower during initial testing of his wearable parachute. Yes, so no, it wasn't, but the Eiffel Tower has played a part in parachute development. You weren't dreaming it, you've definitely heard it. Absolutely. As Ali does she do lead work and has gone to work on the Notre Dame Cathedral. By the way, to any of our American friends watching, Notre Dame, not Notre Dame, right? If you go to Paris, please don't call it Notre Dame. Notre Dame, please, please. Might have been a hot air balloon, yes. Lots of them invented. Jumping out of hot air balloons. How did they get the Eiffel Tower in the plane or even in the hot air balloon? Gone to interfere with the elections, she might have done. Going to put the Pompidou Centre the right way round. Naturellement. Naturellement. Yep. Interesting that though, isn't it? How old the parachute is and what different versions we had. How far back is it going? See, Middle Ages in 852 in Cordoba, Spain, the Moorish man, Armen Fearman, attempted unsuccessfully to fly by jumping from a tower while wearing a large cloak. It was recorded that there was enough air in the folds of his cloak to prevent great injury when he reached the ground. So is that the first proper use of a parachute? 852, wearing a cloak. Isn't that mad? And the earliest evidence for the true parachute dates back to the Renaissance period. The oldest parachute design appears in a manuscript from the 1470s, attributed to Tacola, showing a free-hanging man clutching a crossbar frame attached to a conical canopy. And if you don't believe me, there it is. 1470. Mad, innit? Did you know that our Tom likes aviation as well? He does. There's a few of us flying enthusiasts on here, isn't it? Perhaps Ali is like the jackal, is actually a hit woman. That sounds, do you know what? Yes. I don't care if it's true or not, it is now true. We are saying it's true. She's going to be up the Eiffel Tower with a sniper's rifle with a silencer on the end while, I don't know, is it Duran Duran play or something? I could be confusing this with James Bond, but yeah. Pinging shots off people's heads. Definitely sounds like a drunk bet, yeah. Normally it's preceded by, yeah, watch this. If you ever hear that, get your phone out quickly because some really weird shit's going to happen. Yeah, watch this. Everyone likes aviation. I think we all do, don't we, to a certain degree. Some are more obsessed than others, but it's so incredible. Planes should not be able to fly, but they do. Obviously they do, because of physics. But it's just mad. You look at them and think, how on earth, those A380s, the massive Airbuses, how can that get off the ground? And it does, and flies with such grace. Beautiful. Your dad used to work Sunday, Friday in Yorkshire, come back from Merseyside and ask young you what you wanted to do for the weekend. You say a trip to Manchester Airport. Was that when it was Ringway, back in the day when it was still Ringway Airport? He'd despair having to drive halfway back to where he'd been, but we'd go, because he's a proper dad, that's why, innit? Not very keen on flying, but you do like planes. Yeah, I can see that. I love them, you know. The things that people hate as well, the taking off and landing, I actually love. The bit in between can get a bit boring when you're just doing that for about 9 hours. Yes, Ali, the former Ra hitwoman, turned international killer since the peace deal. She's losing out on money. Got to go make your cash somewhere, haven't you? Ali the Jackal. Yeah, how does it get off the ground? How's that route into such and such a place when it's over your head? Where's it been? All those questions. And of course now, if you ever look up in the sky and think, I wonder where that's going, just get your phone out. Right, that's going to such and such a place. It took off at this time. It's landing at this time. It's at 33,000 feet. Flying at 460 odd knots. It's just fucking mad. It's just a crazy thing that we have got in our pockets. Everyone's got the ability to just find everything out in the world. It's mad. Apart from why Everton is shite. But you know, it is sweet, isn't it? Love that. You hoover up YouTube aviation stuff, flight reviews, airport live streams. I like Mentor Pilot as well. Is he Swedish lad? Knows his stuff inside out, and then even though a lot of the stories he tells are from things that I've watched on Air Crash Investigation, his insight is off the scale. Him and Casey as well, the baldy fella from Florida, the baldy ginger fella. Why is there so many baldy ginger fellas? Makes no sense, but you know what I mean, don't you? Like Sean Dyche, John Boland, who I worked with. You baldy ginger bastard, someone called him. Still one of the funniest insults I've ever heard. Apart from when he called me a Croatian bastard. It took me ages to work out why he called me it, but I was wearing a Croatia football shirt at the time and completely forgot. That's the thing, how does that heavy metal bird get off the ground? It's physics, man. The air passing over the wing is going quicker than the air passing under the wing, and it creates lift. No matter how heavy the thing is, it will create lift. In the same way that these massive boats, how do they not sink? Because of the Archimedes principle. An object displaces its own weight in water. Physics, man. It's all about the physics. The A380 from Manchester to Dubai just went over you. They're fucking huge, aren't they? I mean, proper huge. Because ginger blokes hide it under hats, probably. They don't. I would say probably, and this is just a guess, but I'm telling you it's fact. 75% of the world's bald people are ginger. It's a fact I've just made up, but it's the internet. I'm allowed to make up facts. Everyone does it. Baldy ginger bastard. How can he be ginger and bald? Look at him. Yeah, you're right, he is actually. You're watching A400 earlier. Propellers proper sent you weird. Hypnotic. When we went to Belfast, I was with a couple of the big bosses, and some of them chose to fly into Belfast City Airport, and the rest of us went to Belfast International. So of course we were on EasyJet Airbus A320s, they might have been. They were on the turboprops, and they were shitting themselves. So these turboprops, this is not like a World War One fucking biplane. These things are probably safer than the jets. It wasn't a Dash 800, but you know, it was one of those, that kind of looking plane. I don't trust them. What do you mean don't trust them? This thing has been flying for years. Not a single problem with it. It's got propellers, yeah. Fucking planes do. We won World War II with propeller planes. There was no issue then, was there? Or World War, yeah. 1, 2, whatever. Losing the plot here completely, aren't I? 14-year-old Ryanair just heading down the Mersey with an earshot to Dublin from Liverpool. Speak to the harbour. It'll be, won't it? That way round. Speak from the Harbour used to be an Everton fanzine, written from the perspective of someone that used to fly from Dublin to Liverpool every week for the games. The reasonably regular doing touch and goes at Liverpool. Get to 1,500 feet over you. The cat loves them and their contra-rotating propellers. Not sure I've seen them, to be honest. Your relative lives in Northern Ireland, started flying for Ryanair about 5 years ago. Be a great job to get into if you could, that. I do. I love planes. Did Belfast from Liverpool on a Dash 8 a few years ago. So it is the Dash 8. I knew that's what it looked like, but bounced off the Isle of Man. The Dash 8 will always be, in my mind though, connected to Richard Russell, the Sky King. Have you ever seen that? The fellow who worked in Seattle, wasn't it? Seattle Airport, Seattle Tacoma SeaTac. He was a sort of a ground control and baggagey person, and stole a Dash 800 and decided to fly it and have an early ending to his existing, unfortunately. But absolutely amazing. Loads of it was caught on camera. The audio from him talking to the control tower is on there. Absolutely amazing. Listen to it. It's horrific and fascinating at the same time to listen to what that lad was going through when he was in that plane. Mad. ATRs nowadays, it must be a Flybe Dash 8 Q400. We might as well be talking Swahili, which you've got no clue about planes. Isn't it better than football though? Isn't it? We'll put a football up for the propellers. Yeah, Steve, wasn't absolutely insane, but it happened. Again, this is history. These things happen. It's interesting to look back and see what was going on. I couldn't believe the first time I heard it. I couldn't believe it. Is this made up? Is it, is it a film? Are they taking the piss? No, it actually happened. First flight might have been on a short to Ireland, a bus with wings. Jackie, you watched the programme Autumn as well. It's mad, isn't it? I know it's I don't know what you want to call it, a dark fascination, but I do love stuff like that. How strange can the human mind get? How strange can humans behave? I love it. It's a shame though. Apologising to people, you could feel the regret in his voice, but also at the same time that determination. Yeah, man, never too old to learn. You've got to want to learn in the first place, obviously, but never too late. Never too late. Never too late. Fucking hell. I'm getting Duolingo warnings now. First properly remembered flight on a Boeing 727, Dan Air. It's like you know nothing about planes. I loved them from an early age. I think probably going to LA on the DC-10 back in 1980 on Laker Airlines or Laker Airways, Freddie Laker. That started me interested in planes and also being obsessed with the more weird Beatles songs, because I Am the Walrus was on and I listened to it on repeat all the time. Absolutely obsessed. But definitely the second time round, the 747 from Schiphol to LAX, that was the one that done me. Absolutely obsessed. The colours of the livery, the KLM livery, all of it. Loved it. I was a Mr. Barlin YouTube episode. Really interesting stuff. Strange but interesting. But isn't that life? It is strange. Stick to knitting. Go ahead, Mandy. What are you knitting now? What are you knitting? Go ahead. What are you doing? Gimp masks for everyone. Yeah, Steve, growing up being surrounded by RF bases, low-flying jets have been part and parcel of your life. It'd be difficult not to be slightly obsessed. which is why, of course, I'm obsessed with football. I was born into it. There was no escape from it. It just becomes part and parcel of your day-to-day life. Louise, your first flight was to Jersey. Remember turning to your mum when you started banking? Are we going round the corner? You don't know, do you? Just don't know. There's no corners. Well, there is corners up there because you have to go along the flight paths and what have you. Oh, man. You've been on a DC-10. The seats were the wrong way to other planes. Most DC-10s ended up with the seats in the wrong direction because they were always arse upwards in the sea or something. LA on a scary DC-10, man, yeah. LA on a 340-600, Texas on a 747. This was 1980 on a DC-10. The world's first proper jumbo. All the way there, all the way back. And then found out years later that it's the worst plane in history. Ours was the only one that never crashed. The 747, we went over the North Pole as well. Done it that way instead of going across the Atlantic, over the North Pole and down the west coast of America. Jinx, you flew Aeroflot. Russian airplane to Jamaica. I've got an Aeroflot t-shirt here somewhere. I love the Aeroflot logo. Got to be careful though. Been watching Big Jet TV for 4 years now. Helen loves it. Still can't tell you which planes are which. I bet you don't. I bet she can tell you a few more than before. Is this all going back to the Storm Eunice, was it? I remember he was live streaming Storm Eunice, and then all of a sudden the subscribers went up and up and up and up. Well deserved as well. Being out there doing that every other day. Twice a week he was doing it, wasn't he? But no matter what the weather was, out there filming it. Streaming it rather. Brilliant. £3 free bets from Sky Bet Shootout. Whoa, go ahead. I had a £5 last week, I think it was. Delighted with it. Spunked it up the wall for the England game. Aeroflop. Aeroflot. Aeroflop is probably the way to do it though. With those drunken pilots, remember them ones? You take it, or you take it. What am I supposed to do? Fly the fucking plane. Don't be drinking before you get on the... Pilots drinking, wow. Airliners live from Manchester. I watch them all the time as well. They're the ones that end up at Liverpool Airport in the old tower. It's a fantastic view from there. Right above where the EasyJets are. They practice close escort flying around the coast. They do indeed. Not just the Mach Loop. Wales also has all the close escort flying. There's a couple of places, isn't there? A couple of air bases. You've got the helicopter ones, and you've also got the plane ones as well. Loads going on in North Wales. Because there's fuck all going on in North Wales. You can afford to have planes flying over there. Just over mountains and lakes and what have you. That must be amazing for them though, the pilots. The views they must get. Oh man. Half Man Half Biscuits have a scathing lyric. I hope your plane back home's a DC-10. Well, it was, and we managed to get up. Nickname is Aeroflopper, isn't it? Big Jet TV in lockdown was definitely one of the Tiger King things. Must have been absolutely buzzing. Went out with about 20 subscribers, came home with about 5 million. The entire world was using his footage. A nation unified. One nation under a 380. Willing the planes to land in the storm. We were. It was, you couldn't turn away. It was like car crash TV, but on a bigger scale, wasn't it? Is this going to land? Massive things coming in, going sideways and side slipping. Mad, man. Airliners Live is a very positive community. Andy is a proper bad wall here. He is. Absolutely. Some of the best landings are at Leeds, Bradford. I haven't seen any there. Does anybody live stream from there? Says you, yeah. Forgot about that. Mandy, you're not the only wool around here knitting. If you need any more knitting material, Thomas is a bad wool. Nah, you're alright. Wool is a state of mind as much as anything else. I live in Southport, for fuck's sake. Up until a couple of days ago, you know, we were the only Conservative MP in the whole of Merseyside. As wool as it gets. But I'm not putting into wool either. I haven't got the wool state of mind. Not having it. Plus, I was born in Smithdown Road in Tocky, lad. Which is now I think the bread aisle in Asda. Leeds Bradford. And we'll have to look into that, you know, Louise. Leeds Bradford. Someone must live stream from there. If not, get yourself down there. Get yourself monetised just watching planes coming in and out. Get the Dwayne Eddies coming in. Man, you were watching gardening videos during lockdown, not planes. Well, obviously you weren't, because all you needed to do was go outside into your garden and look at the planes going overhead. Spectacular Leeds Bradford. Louise, you're watching American reactors mostly. I was working throughout it. Working from home, but I was working. Learning an entirely new task, which was a proper ball ache. Going from doing one side of the work to doing the complete opposite side. From revenue to customs wasn't easy. Let me tell you that right now, it wasn't easy. Louise likes her military jets too much, yep. Have we got many round here, military? We've got Broughton, haven't we? Where else have we got that does military stuff? You've got to be near Blackpool to start watching some of these, or North Wales. Where else does them? It is Broughton, isn't it? Near Blackpool. Or am I losing the plot completely? Just thinking actually, Blackpool must be the closest airport to where I am. Not even Liverpool, I'm sure it's... Liverpool being South Liverpool's fucking miles away. But it'll be quicker to get to Liverpool than it is to get to Blackpool. Because I'm going to head to fucking Preston first and then round. Can't beat a PT, or you were inevitably working throughout lockdown. Yeah, Wharton, sorry, yeah. Broughton is Airbus, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, because they've got the football team plays next door to where they make the planes. Yeah, Airbus football. Where are they in the Welsh League? You can see the proper planes taking off. Broughton is there. Wharton is Blackpool. Or Broughton, is that BAE based near Lytham? Is that why I'm getting confused? Yeah. Fucking, do you know what? I'm going to find this out right this second. It might be. Is that where some of the Airbus stuff's made there as well? No. Broughton, BAE, Blackpool. Well, BAE is also Wharton. BAE Systems. Oh, it's all confusing. Yeah, but you know what I mean, don't you? Yeah, I thought it was a BAE base. A couple of those massive helicopters flying over a couple of weeks ago. The Chinooks. They are very loud. There's one that goes very, very regular over here, and I think it's going to the Isle of Man. More half man, half biscuit. 30 Airbus giving it the big one in the town end seats. I love that. Broughton's in Cheshire. Horden or Harden. is where the Red Arrows take off for the Rail Air Show. They do it from Blackpool and from Liverpool, don't they, when they come here at Southport, depending on where they were beforehand. Horden is also where, is that Gary Speed was from there? Sure, that's where he was from. Hawarden. It's all very confusing, but you know what I mean, don't you? There's one of those Wharton or Broughton near Blackpool. Lytham St Anne's, definitely. Michael Owen owns a lot of Horden. He does, didn't he buy an entire cul-de-sac for him and his family? What is it with former Liverpool players buying entire sections of the UK? Robbie Fowler and Steve McManaman did the same thing. I think Robbie Fowler owns half of Manchester as well, doesn't he? This could have been me dad. Came back from the Netherlands in 1985 with enough money in his back pocket to buy the entire terrace in Garston where the family lived. Every one of them had a council grant to get done up, and he could have bought everyone's houses. He didn't, he bought something else instead. But that could have been him. Could have been a property magnate. But if he was, we wouldn't have met half the people we met. So things happen for a reason. Michael Owen also has stables near there, doesn't he? He owns lots of horses. He's an absolute obsessive when it comes to horse racing. Probably because he was built like a jockey. He's only small, only Ickle. Was it Ickle we were talking about last week, weren't we? And Ickle and Throff, Lickle Bockles. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, it is. But again, my dad's talked about this before in the past. The amount of opportunities he had, he could be an absolute multi-millionaire now, many times over. But he just says, nah, balls to it. The cards fell the way they fell. We've met people that we absolutely love as friends, as experiences that we've had with people. Having the pub, we'd never have done that. We met thousands of people through the pub, people that we still talk to on a day-to-day basis. It all happened for a reason, and if it didn't, life would be completely different. I might not have Jess, we might not have Morgan, we might not have any of them. So it all happened for a reason. Just enjoy it. And don't worry about what happened. Did you have a good life? Exactly, Steve. Did you have a good life? Have you enjoyed it? Have you made the most of it? Things could have been better. Things could have been bloody worse as well. Just wake up every morning. Be thankful for where you are. And try and have as good a day as possible. Unless Everton are playing and they're just going to spoil it for you anyway. Bastards. Just remember, boo. Yeah. Blue is just boo with an added L. Makes sense now, doesn't it? Take the L, put it in boo, you got blue. On that note, you're off to bed. No worries, Steve. Good to see you, bud. Velterusten. Big day ahead tomorrow, have you? Working day, proper working day. Monday bloody morning. Night Helen, our northern correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. Night Ruby. Night Ruby. Whisper it quietly. Hopefully no more thunderstorms. You should have a good night's sleep as well. You came out of Italy a millionaire. Oh, they were using lira at that point. 2,500 lira to the pound. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're a millionaire. That's a Dennis Pennis joke as well, wasn't it? When he was doing all his piss taking, he said to someone, "You look a million lira," and it took him a while for him to suddenly, ping in the back of the head. That's a piss take, isn't it? Woof woof. Whisper that quietly, Mandy. Woof woof. It's that lovely part of night where it's dark. But it's not completely dark because in the west you've got that tequila sunrise, wherever it is, that colour where it goes from dead light to dark. It's lovely. That looks fantastic. Have a look out your windows now. Look to the west if you can. Stunning. Looks stunning. Uruguay against Colombia later in the week. That's on Premier Sport, isn't it? I forgot about that. James Rodriguez against Marcelo Bielsa. Looking what else to waste your free bet on. Is there no Kabaddi on? Can you bet on Kabaddi? Kabaddi. Tonight's MLS announced ACA 9-1. Los Angeles FC, Colorado and Chicago Fire all to win in 90 minutes is 9-1. Put a monkey on it. Well, I've still got money in my account, so we'll bet on Tuesday. We'll split it. We'll bet on Tuesday and we'll bet on Wednesday. And if anything comes back from it, I'll buy a smoking jacket and we'll have a bet on Sunday as well. And the next thing I buy off Amazon, I might just throw in a Sherlock pipe as well with it. Even if I don't buy anything else, a Sherlock pipe now would work well, wouldn't it? Don't you think? I think it would. Is there any on tonight? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Fucking must I hate the way they do that. Football. No, it's all club football tonight, isn't it? Ah well. Look what's on the jukebox. Just so you're talking about betting. Loser by Beck. I love that song as well. Busy with the cheese with. I was only listening to that the other week. The first time in absolutely ages. I've got it on cassette in the house. But lashed it on Spotify. Trying to expand my daughter's vocabulary when it comes to music. Oh, Bill Bailey's chopped his mullet off. The pipe reminded you, yeah. He likes the pretend pipe, doesn't he, on QI? I've seen the news story about it. It's a fucking news story. I haven't seen what he looks like. Does he look weird? Does he look normal? What's he look like? Come on. Bill Bailey haircut. Image. Show us the image. What? He looks absolutely fucking nails. Look at him. You wouldn't argue with him in a pub, would you? What? Man. That's epic. That is epic. Well done, Bill O'Bailo. Now he doesn't need a towel to dry his hair when he gets out of the shower. Just do that with it and it's done. That's the one thing I miss about getting mine done down to the wood. Literally get out the shower and within seconds your hair's dry. No messing. No piss balling about. That suits him now. I wasn't sure that it would suit him, but it does. And it's better, much better than having the skullet, isn't it? Can't be having a skullet. Oh, bollocks. Thomas has been working for about 9 hours. And we missed the Piggly Ding. How did I miss the Piggly Ding? Right, I'm going to jump behind the bar for the last little bit. Who all their attack there? It was very loud, that taxi. Must be a diesel. I was impressed with mine yesterday. This morning rather. 40 odd miles to the gallon on a run. Very impressed with that. Never missed a beat. Performed perfectly. Lads, what are you doing? What happened to the moon? It's there. Don't know why I've kept it. It's not working. Do I replace it with another one like for like? Should I do that? They're only cheap now. Wasn't overly cheap when I bought it. Tom, you did a fantastic job. Very impressed. Stayed on for extra. Never moaned when it was over his hours. I should paint it. Paint it what? Paint it black. How about painting it petrol blue? Looks out of shape as well now for some strange reason. It's very textured. Very, very textured. You even got some of your own work done whilst serving. And who says men can't multitask? Proof, if proof be need be, that we can be. Multitasking demons. Oh, this is number 90 as well, isn't it? Number 90 of the more extended lives. If you add in all the football and everything. And the ninja lives, I've probably done about 130 lives. What is now weird as that? How's the bleeding hell have I managed that? After struggling with the very first normal one. Here we are. Brucey bonus that is. Cut it in half, put a hinge on it, fill it with ice and put my drink in it. It's made out of injection moulded plastic though. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to get that anywhere near your mouth. It'll be carcinogenic or there's something wrong with it. I could cut it in half though, couldn't I? I wonder what's in there. Oh, please. You imagine if you cut that in half and there was a little alien or something in there, or a little Neil Armstrong. Mini globe bar. Ooh. See? This is the kind of thinking that's going to take this pub to the next level. Mini globe bar. It's a globe, but it's not the Earth. It's the moon. 2 bird baths. 1 cup. What? Oh yeah, 2 bird baths. It could be. That'd work as well, wouldn't it? Cut it in half. Could hang it, I suppose, couldn't we? Hang it from a tree. Put wire around it or something. Hang it from the tree. Fill it full of water. We'll have to have a think about this, won't we? And then make a YouTube video out of it, because obviously watch hours. I'm a complete and utter watch hour hoe. Because I'm getting close now. We're on the watch hours vinegars at the moment. Lots of options. I'm going to buy another one. Fuck it, I'm going to buy another one. It lasted about 6 or 7 years, maybe a little bit longer, so I've my money's worth out of it. And they are cheap now. Now that injection mould in plastic is really cheap. But I am going to buy a 3D printer, aren't I, at some point. Let's face it, I am, aren't I? I'm the kind of knobhead who would. How many watch hours now? I did check this morning. 3 is the magic number. We are on 3,318. And when you consider I've got a couple of big football days to drop as well fairly soon. Double days, double matches, extra times and what have you. That's going to get probably over 3.5 by the end of this week, I think. 3,500 by the end of this week, possibly. So it's getting there. We're not far off. Yeah, as long as the birds don't get cancer. We don't want that. We don't want beak cancer. Got to be careful with the bird, bats and feeders. Some virus causing problems with blackbirds currently. Oh man. If it's plastic, try soldering iron to split it. No. I've had a problem with a soldering iron in the past. That's why. Can you see there's a scar on my thumb? Like a light semicircle moon shape. Going from the top to sort of the middle. That happened back in 1988 or 89. I was soldering a guitar and it short-circuited and blew me across the room, which is the only reason why I'm still here, because as it blew me across, it made me let go of it. But that was, the skin was melted absolutely to a fucking crisp. See it white there, little moon-shaped semicircle in white. That was completely melted, and also had a little bit on me finger where I was holding it as well. My lungs, jeez Christ, my lungs felt like I'd inhaled something, if it makes any sense. It felt like there was something inside my lungs. It must have blew me up and shocked me. It took me about 3 or 4 days to get over it. I made a mad screeching sound. To which my dad went, what's up with that knobhead? I'm alright, I'm alright. Unplugged it, threw it in the bin once it cooled down. Never touched a soldering iron since. Never will. Afeared of them. Absolutely afeared of them. Despite the fact that I've got guitars and I've been playing them ever since. I used to fix all my own. Not a chance now. Not a chance. So no, I can send it to you, Mandy. You can solder and iron the shit out of it if you want to, and I'm not doing it. Picked up a soldering iron by the barrel once. Didn't realise the whole thing got hot. I bet you did realise very, very soon. Very quickly. You might just bought a resonator guitar. Oh, very nice. All completely silver or just the resonator plate on the front silver? Are we talking Dire Straits or Deep South Bayou? I went to play one once in Hesse's, I think it was, in Liverpool. Just a plate silver. I prefer them. I don't like the Brothers in Arms one, is it? Completely silver. Every time I've seen one of them, they're just absolutely covered in fingerprints. That's the one they had in Hesse's. I'll give it a go and see what it sounds like, but they wouldn't let me. They also wouldn't let me ever go on the Steinberger headless guitar. Thankfully, because you look at twat whip. Anybody who plays that looks an absolute tit, apart from David Rhodes, is it? Peter Gabriel's guitarist, because he's only small. Little guitar with no headstock. Yeah, not good when you're 6'4". And if you want proof of that, proof if proof be need be, if you want to have look how bad someone tall looks playing one of those guitars, watch any Genesis concert from mid to late 80s onwards. Fucking awful. Mike Rutherford is about 6'5" and plays a Steinberg headless. Oh. Was I playing Wish You Were Here? No! I can't even remember what I used to play. Didn't really try many acoustics while I was in there. It was always electrics we were playing. Electrics to test out guitar pedals and amps more than anything else. And I wasn't shredding either. Because you try and shred and sound shit, and then someone else would just pick up a guitar next to you and would sound like Ingy Malmsteen. You'd have to get up and walk out. That fella can't play, he's shite. Yeah, he's 15. Stairway to Heaven, Stairway denied. I can play, or could play Stairway to Heaven. I deliberately learned it. Just to be, I didn't even try it, but I was, one of these days I'm going to try it in a guitar shop and see if I get denied. I never did, I never played it. What did I used to try and play? Might have been, Mood for a Day by, yes, Steve Howe. That slightly flamenco-y thing that he does. And then a bit later, probably Blackbird by the Beatles on acoustic. But yeah, if anyone ever tried to play Stairway to Heaven in Curly Music or Hessie's bin, never dared try to play one in Rushworth's. Even though my mate Gary Mack used to work there. There was a different kind of vibe in Rushworth's over the road on Whitechapel. Hessie's and Curly Music were far more down to earth. Curly Music especially. That's where I got me Marshall amp from. I still need to get that sorted out. That's for Jess. That's now a vintage amp. I need to sort that. I'll give him another ring, I think. In Warrington now, isn't it? Great jukebox tune on, absolutely. Ordinary to Enschede. Turn it up loud, man. Oh, it's not on this, is it? Fucking half-wit. Hang on. Gonna get a strike with that, aren't I? But fuck it. Fantastic tune. Up the Half Man Half Biscuit. Speaking of which, I've still got ginger nuts. And biscuits as well. I might have some. But I'm not having a cup of tea, am I? I'm going to have a nice glass of wine soon. Requested, added, and played. What's this now? Beatles. Blackbird. What? I've just been talking about this. Fucking everything's connected, man. Everything is connected. See what I mean? It's not just me being daft. Just been talking about it, and look, it's there. Very spooky. Everything is connected. I'm convinced of it. And that's why we end up making friends with people that we like, because there's some kind of, I put it down to being on the same wavelength, the same natural harmonic. It's all that kind of stuff. Welcome for Blackbird as well. Thank you. Great song. I love that. When I was first learning, I couldn't play Blackbird. It was far too complicated. But I learned with things like Rocky Raccoon and Cry Baby Cry. As I got older, I could learn how to play other things. But yeah, Here Comes the Sun as well, and Something. Oh, greatest love song ever written. Something. Very good for birds as well. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other plover. Works on so many levels. I might have a Beatles week this week. I have to make sure that I don't go over the top with the Beatles, because otherwise I would just be listening to them constantly. But I can have a Beatles week. I have got Revolver on vinyl now as well. I'll listen to, and also Sandy Bronco. Susan from Las Vegas. It's her son's band that he's in. They're brilliant. I bought a record last week. Been listening to it. More of that. Listen to them if you can. Spotify, YouTube, the lot. Great band. But for now, it's getting late, isn't it? And I've had a really, really long day. Really long. Very long day. So I think it's about time I went and got myself a nice glass of wine. Very, 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 very closely to, almost went into Craig Charles there. It's always wine. Yeah, Sandy Bronco, worth listening to. Adobe Rock, they call themselves. Very laid back, Very, very good music. I like them. Definitely check them out. The Funk Soul Brothers. But for the time being, cheers everyone anyway. And just get rid of a couple of things first. Didn't even do a lock-in, did we? Didn't have to. We know what it is. We know what it is. And for the time being... I too am also too off to watch Guy Martin. And that's that.
Hoo-yah!